At 12, I got sent away, and it was very frightening. Um, but after a while, I started becoming close to people who were in treatment centers and in jail, and I felt love there, and we always had that mentality of, we got your back. I was pretty lost. I was pretty much just uncontrollable. I was selfish. I was prideful, arrogant, ignorant. I was suffocating myself with my own drug addiction. Um, I was really into violence. I was gang affiliated. I've been incarcerated for 8.5 years total, and 17 years of my life in the judicial system.
When Jesse was doing drugs, he was very violent. He was very angry. He had a lot of anger in him.
I felt that's where I belonged because of the way I grew up. I really didn't feel love. I was insecure. My own family had their own issues to deal with. I just feel like there was just a lot of brokenness in all of us. I never really thought my marriage would work out.
When I was pregnant with my son, I worried a lot. I was scared that, we were gonna lose my husband, that my son was gonna grow up without a dad. That was my biggest fear, because I know a lot of the things that Jesse has done in his past. He's been very close to death, very, very close. And so that scared me, I lived in fear.
I was in court, but what got to me the most was when my sister stood up there and she told the judge, my brother needs help, and we just want our brother to come home and be the brother we know he can be, and there's when I found myself to break down, and I started crying, and the judge asked me if I would like to talk, and I said yes, and I told him, I do need help, and I believe that was where God was. That's what He wanted me to do, because I've never obeyed authority. I've never had reverence. And there I found myself actually admitting to authority that I do need help. And in doing so, it brought me here.
Since coming here, Jesse has really found a peace within himself. He has learned to love himself. He has learned that God loves him unconditionally. He has a relationship with God, Before he came here, he told me that he didn't need to go to church. He had God in his heart, and I told him, that relationship with God is going to change your life, and it has. It has grabbed a hold of him. God is in his heart all the time. He prays publicly. He prays with people. He's not afraid to tell people who he is and about God. He loves the Lord, and he's proud to tell anybody about it.
I have allowed myself to grow closer to God, and in doing so, God has restored, my relationship, has restored my family, and I believe it's just because I have full faith in Him now. The dad I want to be for my son is a role model. I want to be the person to inspire him, the dad to motivate him, the dad to push him through no matter what, the dad to discipline him in love and not out of anger. I don't want to take him away from anything that I was taken away from, which was love, self-respect, respecting others, being obedient, having reverence, and just being respectful, and just knowing that life ain't about pride. I can honestly say that, the honest way to live is through God, and through God, all things are possible. And I believe that I don't do this on my own. I believe that everything I do, Christ has a say in it, and He helps lead me daily. I truly know without Him, I really ain't nobody.